Hello, everyone. This was kind of bumpy because my OBS did go crazy. Um, yeah, I have absolutely no clue as OBS is showing me weird numbers. I have no clue how many people are here actually. But today we are in Aquaria Land, and yeah, maybe if you watched the whole series till today, you maybe can already see that a few changes already happened, but everything is an absolute mess and completely work in progress. So yeah, I'm not 100% sure what's going to happen today, but yeah, welcome everyone. Leave a comment into the chat if you are watching, where you're from, and yeah, I cannot wait to have some fun with you together. Basically, this coaster type, I think this was a part of the Thrill Rides pack, which didn't get great feedback when it launched last year, was the first edition that I made to this park series. And I think a week ago or so, I completely changed the whole layout. I bulldozed everything around this whole area and yeah, made a complete new layout because I wanted it to interact a little more with the whole area around it. Beforehand, it was only in this small space. There was no water features, and people were simply not going on this ride. I have no clue why. And something else that is very suspect with this park is that I never get over 800 or 850 to 900 guests, which is very weird. I thought I maybe have limited it. I'm not sure where you do this. I think that's only in the sandbox options. Let's take a look. Yeah, but the guest capacity is limited to 4,000. So this makes absolutely no sense. But I never, really never had more than 950 guests. And I I don't know why. Maybe it's because it's such a mess and it's not really attractive. We only have like 2.8 star rating, unique attractions. Yeah, everything is boring in this park. That's at least what the game is telling me. Um, yeah, so the plan for today is that I want to make up my mind what is going to happen next in this park because this whole series was started, I think, 8 months ago, and I started as a franchise park. But after I built this coaster as the first big attraction and this whole main entrance area, I just realized this doesn't work at all as a franchise series. And then I bulldozed the whole entrance and went into a kind of SeaWorld Orlando inspired park. And maybe you can see it with the B&M Hypercoaster in the background. But over time, when I wanted to keep it all low budget and with very, yeah, a small amount of theming, I just thought that we could basically not reach the thing I wanted to reach. And then I think the Western pack or the Western theme was released. And I started to build this whole area with the new Vekoma coaster and everything. And I started to go a little more into the details. I think this was the time when I was in Portaventura in Spain earlier this year. I had this kind of Western vibe because we yeah, booked a night in one of those Western themed hotels. It was basically the first night ever in a theme park hotel, because usually we only book Airbnb or non-themed hotels because it's so expensive. And then everything somehow got a little more detailed and themed. And I just realized a few days ago that this coaster and also this coaster and this whole area doesn't really fit anymore, because you can see the amount of details here and the overall theming with my wooden coaster that is yeah, I think the episode went live a week ago or so. And yeah, now we are here. I already marked some things red because I want to get rid of this coaster as well. I What do you think? Please let me know, because I'm not sure if the coaster type should stay there, because the B&M floorless coaster is quite a good choice in my opinion. But yeah, I'm absolutely not a fan of the overall layout. It looks horrible. I think it was the second coaster I built in Planet Coaster 2. And yeah, I think that's the main issue. Let me quickly check, because I got a feeling maybe someone who's watching can type something into the chat, because I have absolutely no clue if this is really working. Coaster I built in Planet Coaster 2. Yeah, just to make sure that everything works fine, I opened the live stream on my mobile phone as well, because I got a feeling something is weird today with all the new technical setup. I'm a little overwhelmed with all the new possibilities. So welcome to everyone who has joined. Hello, and yeah, greetings to the USA. Where are you from? The US? And also, hello, Jay. Nice to see you. This was basically, this is a funny thing, because with the tutorials of Taggy, I built this invisible platform that is basically, you can see the curbs hidden here. And just, I think a week after I built this platform, the update with the invisible paths got released. And yeah, oops. Yeah, we can still break the game. Okay, I think we need to... we cannot even... that's weird. Can we delete this stuff? Intersecting terrain. I knew it, that this is going to be an absolute mess with all these workarounds. Maybe we will never get rid of those paths. Paths in here. Oh, perfect. So now we only need to add water in again. Oh, Pennsylvania. Nice. Never was there. I only visited New York, Los Angeles, or the whole East and West Coast, Florida, Miami, and Orlando. But Pennsylvania has always been on my list. So hopefully in the upcoming years. Yeah, I'm really not sure. I think we are going to delete this coaster, but should we do it now? At least we would have some space. Maybe first just close it down, because I'm really not sure if I maybe want to go with a B&M floorless. Yeah, I cannot really decide on this. It just feels so off. That's why I marked it red as well, because if this is the first coaster that you see when you enter a park, then you already know the park is going to be shit. In my opinion. I have absolutely no clue what I thought I was going to do. But with the little kiddie coaster here, I'm quite happy. Maybe that's something we should focus on. and add a little more detail and foliage here just to get a little warmed up. I just recorded an episode before the stream for my new series, and this was a completely different building style. So let's go with those Mediterranean rocks. I also have the idea, or had the idea when starting from scratch, that I want this to be a wooden bridge, to have a very, yeah, not a pirate vibe, but it should look like, or maybe a brick style with red bricks would also work. Mrs. T-Rex, hi. Welcome to the stream. It's been such a long time. I already mentioned that when I was posting about and announcing today's stream. My last live stream was in March, I think, and I only did like 3 or 4 streams in total. And I'm always kind of nervous and not always sure what to talk about, but we will get this done, definitely. No, I'm not in challenge mode. I'm actually in sandbox mode. This is a park I ported over from the franchise mode, and some things are definitely weird after the conversion, but I'm not sure yet if it's just my bad building style and concept that it is weird, or if it's really the porting it over. But I played challenge mode beforehand, and I didn't have any big struggles with it. But maybe you can, Mrs. T-Rex told me before that she has some bugs in challenge mode. So if anyone here in the chat has already played with challenge mode and is having also some issues, please let us know. Actually, I just realized again how stressed I am when I turn money on. I have no clue why, because if it's out, then it's out. And if there's no money to spend, I just have to live with it. But somehow I always get super stressed. One thing I really miss in Planet Coaster 2, I know I'm starting again to talk about things I really miss, is the option to recolor water bodies. In Planet Zoo, you can simply click this water area and decide, like with the pools, what color the water has. This is absolutely great for yeah, some details, but it is not yet possible. Oh, that doesn't sound very well. Did more problems appear throughout your recording? I think this whole green here isn't really fitting. Let's go with the pebbles. Is the sound okay? I'm just not sure because it's the first time with the new microphone, and I was a little afraid that it may be too silent or too loud. So basically, why those black lines appear? I'm always confused. Can we? Oh yes, we can. Something is different here, but I don't know what. Thanks for letting me know. Sometimes I tend to be lazy and use the railings from the game, but I definitely don't want to use them here, and I'm also not really happy with this overall fence. Maybe I think the breeze blocks just look fine, but this whole fence area here is not what I wanted it to be. But what's the type of fence I would like to go with? I just saw this one when I was building my other park. I mean, it could work if we... Is this too dark? Hello, Ray. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. And maybe we go with this one. But I definitely want a brighter color for the wood. Yeah, I think this fits well. Should we get rid of the curbs? Oh, this flickering is so annoying. I think we need to freeze block. Oh, this is a... Okay. I have an idea. Let's go completely different. Q path. And then invisible. No curbs at all. Nothing. It's always weird how it looks when people are walking on. We definitely need to just go a little down, even though it's just 1 pixel, because this flickering is making me going crazy. So, and then I think this one should be the one. Reset. That's one of my favorite new options, the reset rotation. So helpful. Perfect. What's the tiny eye? Is this? Is it a right? Sorry for this stupid question. It's a little this Is the tiny eye the one that is like, was it the whirly wig? I have absolutely no clue how it was called in Planet Coaster 1. But are you talking about the small going round thingy like yeah, the mini Ferris wheel. Okay, then we are talking about the same thing. Can we adjust the speed with it? Or is it just always the same? Or are there different sequences like faster and slower? Hi, Kiwi. Nice to see you. So many people today. That's absolutely incredible. I'm getting a little nervous. There's the pressure to build something great. Or let's go with... I somehow also cannot believe that the game is already out for a year now, nearly. We are coming closer to the first anniversary, and I'm actually super hyped for it. I don't know if we will get an update or something, but I really hope so, because I'm impatient as hell. I want new stuff. And I didn't even build everything with the sorcery pack. Maybe... Yeah, I think this works. And then let's add some planters out here. It definitely looks better than before. Maybe not the best, but that's fine. We are still taking care of our budget, even though we are not playing with money. One too big. Oh, that fits just right. Sometimes, thanks, of course. Thanks, you both, for the compliments. Sometimes, whoops, I really need to do some basic stuff because I think since 4 months, I'm building on one of my most intense park series, which I am going to release hopefully very soon. I'm still cutting the episodes because I want to have it all right. But there are so many details, and I'm building with the smallest pieces and scaling down everything. And it's sometimes really annoying that I really enjoy those casual builds in between where I don't have to focus on all the small details. And I think live streams are just better for this because we can chat a little bit, talk about some gaming stuff, and again, oops. Let's adjust the color of these. And maybe some little bushes. Do we have something? What could fit just right in? Or should we go with these? No, those are too small. These are too big. Yeah, maybe these are. Did you all already try out the sorcery pack and build an Intamin coaster, or haven't you touched it yet? Well, I'm not sure with those wall pieces. Maybe we should just go for... It's always great how I'm questioning everything I have done previously, but I think that's just how it is. Oops. Copy. Here we go. And then we need something like a pillar. I actually, Frontier released the tutorial of the switch tracks, the new ones for the raid coaster and the sidecar coaster. And actually, I didn't realize that there are arrows because lots of people somehow complained about that the block section options are not working properly. But with this video, they explained that it's important that the arrows are right because the coaster is moving in the right direction. But if the arrows are not as they should be set up, and then the coaster doesn't know which direction is the one you want the coaster to go, and then it's not working out overall with the block section. I haven't tried it yet because I didn't use it. I just had it with the turntable that my coasters always bumped into each other because I was just too stupid to build it correctly. Okay, this works. Perfect. Yes, I fully agree, Kiwi. For a fantasy style, obviously it's Harry Potter without an IP. But I think that's great because so much reminds me of Universal Studios in Orlando. Does any one of you play with mods? I think there are at least a few out there, but I never try to build with those because I'm always afraid of actually breaking the game. So, and now we would need maybe this is a plaster wall. Nope, plaster. Plaster. This one is just right aligned to surface. Oops. Yes, I saw that too in his challenge mode series. That is something I'm really wondering if Frontier is giving us an option someday to turn off those gates because yeah, I don't really care about them too much, to be honest, but I understand that some people do. Okay, can we hide this? Perfect. This works exactly how I wanted it to work. Okay. Is this too low? Maybe a little bit. Yeah, let's go for this one. And then maybe we should rotate this one. Okay, this somehow... I can live with this. So let's copy those over. Can we? And again, it doesn't work, but never mind. Well, that's a very good question, Kiwi. To be honest, we have to fix this. I cannot live with this large gap in here before I answer this question. I have already prepared another roadmap speculation video, as I did in the past. Until update 6, I was nearly right with everything because I predicted the on-ride photos, I predicted the souvenir shops, and I'm somehow thinking, as so many people want it, that there could be a spooky update. Let's say update. I'm not sure if we will get the full spooky pack at the end of October, but at least some pieces, and at least maybe, yeah, I'm really thinking of maybe 70 to 80 pieces. If it's not the full pack, then I would already be very happy, because some seasonal decoration would be great, at least in my opinion. What the hell is going on? Let's do this. And for the anniversary on November 6th, was it November 6th or was this Planet Coaster one? I'm not really sure, or even Planet Zoo. But for the anniversary, I definitely also expect something. We always got an anniversary update with all of Frontier's games. So yeah, I think this could be some part of, not really, because we are just. Do we have a shorter wooden piece here? Yeah, maybe if we scale this down. This would at least mean that we could maybe get monthly updates, basically, not as big, but at least for December, I'm 100% sure that we will see the next DLC, because we are now in this 3 months rhythm again. I think this already looks a lot better than before. I mean, it's nothing crazy special. Maybe we should also go with another color for the roof. I mean, while talking about the spooky pack, I think Frontier maybe already have found a mostly automatic way of generating the new pieces based from the old game and porting it over to Planet Coaster 2. So I think it won't be too much work, hopefully. But what I am really missing is the improvement of the weather system and snow. I always think of, okay, what happened here? I always think of those amazing videos from Terran here in Phantasialand and how amazing it looks in winter when it's going over this freshly fallen snow. Is the angle right? I'm not sure. Yeah, not 100%. I just think I was at Gamescom before the game launched when they had the Planet Coaster presentation area, and we could play the game 15 minutes per session. I had a computer that was absolutely struggling because it had some issues with the graphics card, and I'm actually not the type of guy that usually goes to events like this, and as I was quite new to YouTube, I thought that's the chance to get some exclusive information because there are not too many German based creators that have the possibility to go there. And then I was there. I was super nervous, could play the game, and after like 3 or 4 minutes, the game crashed always because of this graphic cards issue. But all the computers were um, yeah, just blocked because so many people were there. And then actually what happened was that Adam, our senior producer from Frontier, realized that I have been struggling and he really wanted to understand when the crash happens. And I was already super excited to get my hands on the game and try out everything. And then he decided to sit right next behind me and watch me build. This made it even worse. But one thing that I 100% remember because I thought about it, about the logic of it when it comes to snow, because I saw there are seasons like winter, fall, spring, and so on. And then I took a look at the terrain paint. And in Planet Zoo, it's the way that you have a snow terrain paint, but if the temperature is too high, it just has a rocky texture. And I found a snow terrain paint at Gamescom and tried it out, and it was also this rocky texture. So maybe it was a leftover because they took the Cobra engine and everything, or it was completely taken out because they weren't ready with the gameplay and all the features that needed to be done to have like an real. I think it's a little more complicated than in zoo games to have like snow because water rides wouldn't work, at least not if they are indoor. So I think there is a lot of logic that has to be implemented, but I really, really hope, fingers crossed, that Frontier is going to do this because I think there's nothing I would love to see more. Oh wow, some new people has arrived. Welcome everyone. How are you all doing? I just have to drink quickly. Maybe we should go this breeze block. Can we? I worked so much with the grid pieces, but why? Maybe 8. What do you guys think about my snow theory? I would really love to hear. Sometimes I think I'm just going crazy with all these speculations, but I somehow really enjoy speculating hours and hours about things that could come. This fits perfect. And now let's add this one here. I really thought this coaster here was a good idea, but I am not really sure because I don't like the whole area. Basically, when you come into the park, you go down the main street next to this coaster, which is also horrible. We already talked about this. And this area is only able to reach if you go through this underpass under the future railroad that is going through the whole park. Or you can come from the entrance, go to the left, and then enter this area. I'm basically fine with the overall layout of the paths, but I got a feeling that this coaster shouldn't be here. Maybe let's go with this one, but remove the curbs. Yeah, perfect. We need these for the aligning. Now let's go. Kiwi, what do you mean with the pirate pack? Do you mean this weird gloss on all the wall pieces? They always look kind of wet, in my opinion. I also realized this when they got added. We know. I think this might work. So. I think this already looks a lot better. We definitely need to get some shade in there for our guests because they all will get sunburned. Maybe we can do something with the, I think it was the resort pieces. Resort. I always wanted to do something with them. Maybe let's go with, base structure, resort. And then have like, what happens if we type in resort pillar, asymmetrical pillar? Okay, this one is really tall. Yeah, but why not? Let's scale this down to here. What did I do? Ah, wrong shortcut. And then let's go with some roof pieces. Maybe we could use the... Would it be already enough if we... I'm not a big fan of 100% shade. This one is very reflective. Maybe this is not the right one. Let's go with... I'm looking for the wooden panel wall decoration. I thought about these ones just to make sure that this works. So now let's put this together into a scenery group. Building pieces, this one, and these 2, 3. Scenery group, perfect. Now let's get into this. Will this actually work out as I wanted? Maybe at least a little bit. I think this needs to be a little bigger. And then move it up here. Perfect. Well, let's go for those again. Set it to world, and then we are doing this just right. Okay, we definitely have to rotate them a little bit after we are completely done. They are, it's a little off. Let's see. Well, I think this could already work as I wanted it to work out. And again, as I already said, we are around 900 guests. But I think this has really to do with our scenery rating and the lack of... Sorry, I'm having some issues with my headphones. With the lack of unique attractions. I don't know why they say so, that my rides are not unique enough. But yeah, if you think so, then I have to live with it. also do this here. Welcome everyone that is new to the stream. I hope you're all doing good. I think this is... I want to get rid of this little bumpy. And we just move this corner. Perfect. And then maybe also, yeah, flatten that out. Perfect. And then no, this one is too big. How about this one? Yeah, perfect. This fits better. Oops. I really love that we got so many different rocks, and this, yeah, the possibility to scale things is still the best thing for me. That's also the case why I didn't wanted to go back to Planet Zoo somehow, because I was afraid that I am going to miss the scaling too much. Do, 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 do. Should we go for... Yeah, I think the blue is okay. Maybe... Sorry for always jumping around. Now let's get this one here. Can we? Let's try this quickly on pause. If I wait, can we just use this one and go to the pointed version of it? Does this actually? Ah, it works. Perfect. Okay. What's this? Angle snap on. Perfect. Is this now connected? I'm not really sure. Yeah, I hope so. But I really wanted to have those kettle pans here. Let's try it on this side as well. So basically Q line. And then let's go for right. Yeah, you should not cross, you should just connect. Perfect. And then the last one. Just to have everything aligned properly. Perfect. Yeah. That's exactly how I wanted it to be. And then the only thing is that we need to move this little rock downwards a bit. Perfect. Now I hope that people are still coming through. And that I didn't break the queue line. This looks so much better now. I'm super happy with this. So basically, this one also, those two and those two need to align. Maybe we can already take these with us. And just go down this far. Perfect. Should we just... Yeah, let's take this one. Come down here. And then have this little... Perfect. This should always become a maintenance area, like a maintenance building. But maybe we would need... Oh no, we don't need a second garage because one train stays in the station and the other one stays out there. So basically, I think the only thing that is left now with the... We can just go around here and drop this one. Yeah, I think this looks fine. So now let's have a look. I would really love to hear where you all are coming from. If someone new joined, Let me know in the chat where you are from. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my live stream. It's been half a year since my last stream, but it actually feels very good to be live again. Maybe we can use this planter. Let's do this. This one, this one, this one, this one. Planter. And go down here. Maybe... I think it doesn't make sense to turn them around this corner. Maybe we are going for some more trees or bushes or something like this. And we definitely need to add a fencing here. So for the sake of realism, let's add this one maybe a little down. Perfect. And then I think we should go. This was from the Planet Coaster theme. I just used this today and I found this quite helpful. This one, the Planet Coaster fence, because it has two color options. So we can go with a, maybe we can even go in a little bluish tone. Perfect. And then let's add some fences on top. This should be it. Right. So now let's get those two together. Have we already? No. Building. Are those no building pieces? Do they count as scenery props? So perfect. And put together a scenery group and let's get ready. Basically. Oops. Sometimes I forget to click to build something. Yeah, but I think that's exactly the thing we wanted. How would you... let's go down here. And then I think... yeah, let's see where. In terms of realism, I'm always struggling where to put those fences because basically we need to make sure that guests cannot enter the coaster area. But where exactly do they have to be? And in the end, they always look kind of messy, like my habitats in Planet Zoo, when I don't know how to place the barriers. But let's leave this for now and continue adding some foliage in here. Planet. Juniper bush, what is it? Never heard of it. What type of tree or bush are we going to add? Maybe some cactus? Yeah, why not? It's a tropical theme. Why not having some? This doesn't fit very well. I really like those, but they are often so big. But maybe let's go for them just back here and then down to this area. Perfect. Maybe that's a good idea. Let's take those. And add them here to the seating area. We need to rotate them a little bit. Basically, should we? Oh yeah, they are too high. Let's get down a little bit into this. Oops. When I first played the game, I never had the depth of field activated with all this kind of background blur, but the more I played lately, I thought it looks really great and gives me a little more focus on what I'm doing. And I also had kind of the feeling that the performance improved. Not sure about this, but at least it feels like it's a little more smooth. But basically it would make sense because the background is just blurred and it doesn't need to render everything in full detail. But I'm really not sure about this. So basically here this would also be, should we just make this one put on here? Actually, this is super close to the track, so I think we definitely need to add those barriers in here. Let's go onto this, and yeah, we will take care of this little edge a little later. Wait, now we are entering. Yeah, that's exactly the part where I wanted to have this bridge. So let's delete those two again. And would people climb through these flowers? Yes, they would. So we need to continue this barrier just around the corner. Of course they would. What a question. Perfect. I think this makes absolutely sense. So the coaster is coming around here. Then we are having this bridge here and there. Maybe we should go. What if? I got a feeling that I'm typing wood like every 2 minutes. We could go. No, this one is. This jetty would be great if we would have it without the posts beneath it or below it. These wooden planks, shipwreck planks. Yeah, they are also not really fitting. Maybe we are just going again with these ones. So basically, we would scale them up or scale them down. I think we should scale them down to this width. And to make it fit well in here, I think we need some brighter wood color. Let's make them all the same just for a moment. And then adding some variants. Perfect. This. They are a little too small, but I think we can fix this. Yeah, perfect. Now let's go down even further. Looks just right. Perfect. And where is the angle? Where? Here. So now let's go up here. Can we now? Can I multi-select them and duplicate and then move? Yeah, perfect. But I cannot. No, this is not good. I want to definitely align it to the slope. basically this needs to be aligned. Yeah, I think this works. And then another one just down here. Now let's take those two over there. Perfect. And then the same for the other side. I would really love to hear what you are expecting for the next DLC. I thought a lot about what could come in December, but I'm not really sure what to expect. Basically we had a scenery pack. Can we think of getting another rides pack with like 8 to 10 rides in total? Or what do we actually expect to happen? So if we now take this one, making it invisible, no curbs, no railings. Please go away. Why are you okay? There they walk again. Perfect. That was exactly what I wanted. I mean, we need to add some railings and everything, but at least. And we could now just take. Should we? We have those single pieces where they are. Those. Can we just... So this should be just right to fill the gap here. Perfect. Oops. Should be a little higher. Yeah, I think this works out quite well. Now let's add some columns that this is all a little more stable. Should we go for these? I think so. But let's turn them around. So please go here. Are they deep enough? Yeah, I think so. Looks good. And then we are going down. Where is the actual best part of it? I think it makes sense here. And then let's go. Oops. The coaster was passing by quite quick. Where did you get those bags? Did I place a gift shop? Oh yeah, I did. I completely forgot we placed a gift shop here in our western area. This was actually my first gift shop after the update. I also tried to get used to the on-ride photos. I think that's super nice addition to the game to have those on-ride photo stuff. The only thing I really need to improve is indoor building. I'm so bad at it. So basically, I think this area looks a lot better already. Maybe, yeah, I'm not sure with what type of fence we are going here. Maybe we should just go with these rope. Can we? We have those, or we could also use, are those? I'm not really sure. Resort fence. Yeah, why not? But should we take this one and then just to have it aligned properly. Oops. And then I immediately place them down. Let's go up here. So first of all, can we? I think the color is a little off compared to the rest of it. Yeah, maybe we should go even a little darker. Perfect. And then let's go till here. I think that's also maybe. Yeah, I think this works a lot better. But we need to put them down even further. I'm not really happy with how these look. But maybe they are just below to hold the whole structure. Yeah, this looks a lot better. Instead of holding it outside. So basically, that's exactly where we want to go. Now, let's take these two, duplicate and turn around. Perfect. And then we need to duplicate to this area. Hope they are properly aligned and merge them into this one. I think it's okay. Doesn't really. Yeah. Perfect. Perfect on this end. And then we are here. Good. If you have any ideas, please let me know in the chat. I'm super curious what you think. And maybe you have some better ideas than I have. Maybe can we just go a little? Yeah. I think this looks already quite good. And now it doesn't look this dangerous anymore that people could fall off the bridge. It's a lot better. So now the same with this side. Perfect. I'm literally never playing at night, like with dark, dark, dark environment, and that's why I always forget to place down lampposts and everything. So I think none of my parks really work at night. Hi, Adrian. Welcome. Thank you. Happy that you're here, as we talked about this already. It's always good to see some people that I already know here in the chat. But I also always like to meet new ones. So this was, as I am seeing the bumper cars here in the background, this was a moment of desperation, I think, because I never, like really never built a bumper cars in any of my Planet Coaster builds. Not in game 1 and not in Planet Coaster 2. But then I was so desperate through, I think in one of my first live streams, that I just thought, let's place down this bumper cars right there. Yeah, I'm not sure if they are going to stay, but at least not in this really toxic color. It looks horrible. But I think with the addition that we got here with the kiddie coaster, this with 2 lounges, we have a lounge here to get it back to the station. And it is kind of inspired by the, how is it called? Big Bear Mountain in Dollywood or so. I think that's the coaster type where this was just inspired from. But yeah. I just thought it would be a nice addition, and I like the layout that we have now a lot more than the one we had before. And I also somehow like, what could be a name for this coaster? Please let me know. That's why I never have entrance signs or something like this, because I never give my rides any names. But that's just because I have absolutely disgusting ideas when it comes to names of rides. I would think that even though I'm working as a graphic designer and I have to think of creative things all day long, it would be an easy one for me to think of a ride name, but I'm absolutely bad at it. So now I think here we need some. I will quickly save, because usually my game sneak peek into all my park builds, please ignore. Rebuild, not that I override anything. 24th September, yes, that's correct. Every now and then when I use the scenery brush, my game crashes, so I always save my game before using any of these. Align to surface, avoid path, ignore. Just to make sure that we don't lose any progress. But the scenery brush is insane. I love it so much. Makes life so easy. Oh, Anna, that's not true. I'm pretty sure that you are not as bad as you think. And it only depends on how many hours you build and learn and how many sleepless nights you spend with the game, adding new coasters and rides. Maybe we should do something with fountains here. How about? I'm always thinking that only adding fountains with those, I always want a little bit of realism, if we can say it that way. How about having, is there around resort? Concrete. Those are all, oh well, we could go with this one. Yes, perfect. That's absolutely not what I wanted. Angle snap. And then whoops. What did I do? Oh, it worked. Amazing. Scenery group. Now let's get into the special effects. Yeah, maybe we can get a little glimpse of what I've been preparing the last couple of months, and I'm not as far. Let's jump right over. I will just place down the water jet. So basically this should be in the middle. Yeah, it still seems a little off, but yeah, let's take a closer look at this a little later. I will now do something I never did before. I will jump over into a build I was working on since now, I think 6 months. I haven't been building every week, so please don't judge. It really takes a lot of time. The first 3 or 4 weeks were only doing research, screenshots and everything to find out what the direction is I want. Then I needed another 2 weeks to find the perfect starter map for the thing I had planned. And yeah, now we are here. This is full work in progress, and you can see I didn't come that far yet. But I'm, yeah, quite happy. This is the park series that I'm starting, I think, in 1 or 2 weeks on my channel. I played for the first time with custom billboards. So I had to prepare the images and everything also. And I think this is, yeah, one of my most detailed builds because I put together a lot of different things. And yeah, at the moment, I'm just planning the main street in total and finishing some buildings. And for the first time ever, I'm doing complete indoors. So, for example, if you just go here and you come out of the coaster, then I just set up the whole gift shops and everything. The lighting isn't complete yet, but overall, that's just what I did. So I try to make it look as realistic as possible, also in terms of scaling. And then you just, yeah, exit to the main street again. And that's especially something, so basically, that was just a gift shop, and I'm just playing around with everything, different types of scales, and how everything, yeah, works together. But it takes a lot of time because I'm still not used to doing those kinds of builds, and especially those roofs are making me crazy because they are just so basically the corners are built with individual pieces because I was just too stupid to turn around even with the additional grid pieces that can now be rotated on all three axes. I simply was just not able to do it. So I went back and built it with individual pieces. And especially when it comes to the buildings, I try to go a little more into the details, making custom pieces, putting everything together, and yeah, planning a lot ahead. And not every building will have indoors as well. But for example, with this complete queue line I built before we had the invisible paths and everything, and then we luckily got them so I could make those individual and yeah, different path options. And also with the kettle pans, it looks a lot nicer, but there are still so many details missing, so I'm constantly building on this. And as well as with when it comes to building those houses and everything and the theming overall, I also wanted to go a little deeper into details when it comes to coasters and rides. And I really spent hours on coaster layouts because I wanted it to look even more realistic. And here basically it's a French architecture inspired area. It's like a wild ride through the gardens of France, and this small ride will have like how's it called? I'm not 100 sure. Those growing houses, like full of glass and everything, and I have so many different inspirations. It's yeah, I'm already preparing stuff, and then I also like here you can see this was my last steps making custom tiles for the indoors because I really loved the idea that you come out of this coaster and you're in a big hall with big lights and all those windows. But especially from outside, the windows look quite well, but indoors they are horrible. So I need to take care of all the indoors as well, clean it up, that it looks just right. So thanks, Adrian, for the compliments. I'm really happy. And then the sorcery pack came out, and I struggled a lot because I had this idea that if you come through the main street to the lake, and then you stand here and can see this amazing big poster. I kind of wanted, especially with the reflections and everything, I wanted to have this mixture of Dark Universe. I wasn't at Epic Universe yet, but from everything I saw so far, the mixture of Epic Dark Universe and Velocicoaster somehow. And luckily, we got the sorcery pack, and this was when I started with the overall station build for yeah, my Intamin coaster. Yeah, it's I'm not used to building those detailed things with custom windows. So basically, I did not place just regular windows, those fake windows. So I wanted that the light comes into, sorry, I'm just going a little crazy with the camera. I wanted that we have these nice effects when the sun is coming through the window inside the building. So I really thought a lot about how is the path and the queue line going around the building. What are the sight lines that you, when you're waiting, I think the excitement gets up and you can see how people are boarding to the train. And I started with the overall coaster station. So this will be completely enclosed after I'm fully done. It should be like that you have this dark mansion building from outside, and this will be a large bell tower for the whole building. And then the coaster is basically going through some, yeah, dark parts with a spike at the beginning and then turning around into this little backwards area up into another spike above the pathings where you basically just walk up the hill to get into the coaster. I also thought a lot about where will the people move, the guest flow, that you have the full experience and to make it as immersive as possible. But it's taking me hours, especially also with the coaster layout. So basically, this is how far I came already. And I think, yeah, here you can see my graveyard of buildings. I just dropped down everything just to have it ready if I need any of them again. But I'm quite proud of it because I think this will become one of my best park builds I ever did in Planet Coaster. And yeah, I cannot wait for Christmas time when I have even more time to play and figure out what else is possible with the game. So basically, that's the first exclusive preview. Nobody has seen this yet. So yeah, let's jump back into Aquaria Land. I was wondering why I have no sound on, but sound is working. I please don't ask, but I have absolutely no clue what I thought about this train station. It's the most boring thing someone could ever build. I mean, I like the idea of glass panels, but to be honest, this was one of my first builds, and I had absolutely no clue what I was doing with Planet Coaster. And I also think these could look a lot nicer if we would just, can we simply, so let's go for, I have an idea. So wooden posts. What if we go for these ones and scale them down a bit? Back to here. And then we are going to rope. Rope, rope, rope. Where do we have a rope? Okay. Maybe. Nope, this is not turned enough. Perfect. Now let's go here. It's hanging. Is it hanging a little too low? Yes, I think it is. Can we? Yeah, I think this fits a lot better. I just wanted perfect this one and then just take this one again. So basically, yeah, I think this already looks a ton better. Oops. What do you think? Could this work out? Maybe we just add another level of detail and go with these wooden columns we had in the beginning ones. And let's go. How about this? Be a darker. Yeah, this one. Darker color. I think this could be my longest live stream today. Usually I was online for, yeah, 2.5 hours. But today I'm really motivated to create some nice things. So I think this could be the longest live stream ever, from me at least. Yeah, I think this works quite well. The only thing I am wondering, if we turn this around, does it align a little better? Not really, doesn't really matter. But I think it looks okay. Where are the people? Nobody is waiting in line. Why the hell? That's also something that is really, really strange, because I think the prestige is 1000. It's the highest it can be. But why the hell is there nobody? Where are all the people? I never had anything like this in any other build. Should we just set this to 3? Or 5? What's the problem? People, come and ride this roller coaster. It can't be this difficult. Or do you need toilets that you have a reason to come over here? Maybe this building could be the perfect spot for some toilets, to be honest. So let's take this one and facilities. Create custom. Okay, so now let's go in here. Stamp. Ta-da. Yeah, that's the absolute wrong path. That's what I wanted. And then just Y. Is it going downwards, or did it just look like that? Oh no, it's not going downwards. Okay, perfect. I actually did record so many Planet Coaster videos, but I don't have that much in-game hours. Maybe I'm just cutting out to less, because I already did like 27 episodes of Pinnacle Park, and I think 12 episodes of Aquaria Land. And I have, I think, 230, 250 hours in games. Maybe that's also not counting, right? Sorry, I had to drink quickly. Something, I'm talking too much for my voice to work properly. So we now have toilets. We have a ride with 1000, but why the hell? Where are people? And what can we do to fix one attraction for next star? Okay, so basically scenery rating is 5 stars. So I think I'm doing a good job when it comes to decorations and scenery. Park reputation 5. So the only problem is that I don't have enough rides. And now I'm thinking of killing rides. Well, I think the time has come that we are going to close this one. Does this now have... Oh yeah, it has an immediate impact. 2 attractions for next star. Oh, that's bad. But I want to delete everything in here. So basically, the final break run is okay, but the rest... Oops. And there I deleted to the wrong direction. Go to edit mode. Delete. Delete, delete. I think this coaster layout is just horrible. Maybe... I think we are completely deleting it. Goodbye, coaster. I also think this whole building is just bullshit. Sorry to say. I'm really not happy with this whole thing. I think it feels really good to just delete everything here, to be honest. Can I? Yes, I think it's okay. Did something else gone missing? No, it looks fine. And now this thing here, okay, only 29 pieces. So what if we are killing everything here? I think the only thing that can stay is the entrance. So we are starting with the queue line from here. And what fits better than just... I mean, we are talking about a SeaWorld inspired theme park with maybe a more detailed theming. So why not go with the wave coaster? I think that's even the better option compared to the B&M Flores coaster. But when it comes to where would be the final break run, so basically we could... Yeah, maybe we are starting here. So let's go with this one. So let's not make it too high. I think that was also a problem with the last coaster. But we need to make sure that people can walk. Let's make it that way. So basically, I really miss some more options here in the terrain tools, like having straight slopes or something like this. We had so many amazing tools with Planet Zoo and also over time with Planet Coaster. And now when I'm seeing what we will get with Jurassic World Evolution, like the waterfall tool, it's amazing. I really cannot wait. And I really hope we will get something like the waterfall tool in Planet Coaster as well. This would be absolutely Great. Okay, but I'm not really happy. What if... Let's go down here. Let's go down here. And then let's take this one just about... Yeah. I think this can... Maybe... Let's come to here. Then here. Should we just... Yeah, why not? Why not? Then I would say we will definitely put this whole thing... Can you please close the interface? And then the basic idea... What are those thingies? Oh. They really went crazy with the details. Hold train before launching. Yeah, that's exactly what I want. For the first time ever, I just realized that we don't have any, like, how they are called, friction wheels on this coaster type. That's interesting. I think one of the best small things is that we have an angle snap lower than 11.25 now. This is really, really helpful. So what if we are going 5% down in a little curve, just to make sure we are going there. So how bad will this actually... I mean, here won't be a path because the exit will be just here. So we don't need to be that high. Go to edit mode and then let's turn these ones on. I need to get rid of these thingies here. Whoops. That's not what I plan to do. Perfect. So basically, what if... What happens? You're going over here. And then... Yeah, perfect. They are going to be launched into hell. Bye-bye. I want an intense launch, that's for sure. Now let's get ready to 10% up. 5, 0. I mean, we don't have to stay actually in this area, but it would be nice if we would. But let's see. Banking offset 1 meter, and then let's go into 4 meters. Oops. Okay, let's stop the test or nature. 15. Oops. That was kind of fast. Can we just maybe 30 and then to 0, 0 and 0. Let's go with this one. And I'm not the best coaster builder, but at least I try my best. Yes, this is English. Nope. That doesn't feel right. So, we are on the highest point. What should happen? I think maybe we are. Why not go directly into... Maybe this will kill people. Has anyone in the chat ever ridden the surf coaster in Orlando? I was there for my 30th birthday, and the first time I rode this thing, I thought I would die. Okay, so basically, maybe it's a little too fast. Maybe I chose the wrong speed. Maybe we should go for 80 kilometers per hour. And we definitely, oops, need to kill this one. So now let's move some of them forwards. 6, 6, 6. Because smoothing is always necessary. Otherwise, we would kill people. This feels at least a lot better. Heat maps. Can we? Yeah, maybe all of them. Previous live data. Excitement, fear. Fear is not very high. Okay. We are all in the greens. 50 kilometers per hour, also just fine. G-forces, vertical. It looks like we are not killing people. I think I can live with it. None of them, because I want to build again. So basically, what I want next is maybe we should so basically this one and this one. It still seems like it's too fast. Maybe edit coaster. Maybe we will just edit mode. And then let's go from here to here and make this a little higher, like 2 meters higher. And then we are taking this part. It still looks like we are way too fast. Can we even go 25, 26 meters? Now let's go with this one backward. Why the hell is this looking? Or is it simply... Oh, this is just too fast. I'm not a fan of it. Let's make this one 70. 70. And then we are just going. So, and then this hill. Now it's too slow. It was kind of obvious that this is going to happen now. I think... I didn't know that... But somehow it's also very different here. So basically 70, 75. Yes, that's the speed I wanted to see. Maybe something was broken with the launch section because I thought I had 75 or 57 already before, but it looks like it didn't work before. So perfect. Now let's go to construction mode. Then I think we should go... Should we go into a somehow crazy element? What could we do? Maybe a half loop? Okay, I think we are going to kill people. Oops. That's what happens if you test the coaster too early. I have absolutely no clue if this is going to be way too intense. And yes, I know this is looking crazy at the moment, but this is only because I'm building with 4-meter pieces. We are going to smooth all of this out. I have no clue if this is going to work. I don't think so. Can we just go to edit mode? Backwards. I think this is too high. I think we need to, it's definitely too high. Okay, so basically all of this tracks limits exceeded. Perfect. Not perfect, but it is what it is. Okay, so not a lot is missing. Maybe go to construction mode. Maybe we need to delete those things just to have the options to simply come down a bit. And then we are coming down even further. So basically, backwards. 28 meters. Are we able to make it through those? I mean, it's 2 meters higher than the hill, the airtime hill before. But I think it already did make it through before with 30 meters. So maybe this is now our chance. Oh. Okay. We can definitely work with this. So if we go a little lower, still a little lower, 26. Perfect. So smooth. Now let's see what happens with 27 meters. Okay, a little more, then we are done. If it's also 26, like the hill beforehand, then I think it will definitely work. So can we? The only thing I'm now questioning is if this will kill people because it's way too crazy. I don't think so. I think people will love it. I mean, why not having a stand-up coaster that is going like this? The surf coaster in Orlando also has a corkscrew, and this is, yeah, just a dive loop, an inverted dive loop or something like this. Not 100% sure how it's called, but we will take it as it is. So I think we will see if people will like it or if they are going to vomit after riding this crazy coaster. We definitely need custom supports because it looks horrible, the pre-generated or automatically generated, but that's just how it is. So now I am thinking of going down here. Now I'm thinking of doing an overbanked turn somehow. Maybe not fully overbanked. 100? How about 100? Welcome everyone that is new to the stream. Feel free to drop where you're coming from into the chat. I'm happy for everyone that just joined. Nope. I think we are going too high. go 25 and 50, 65, and then maybe let's go with 25 and then slightly overbanked with 95 degrees and then 10 degrees downwards. I think it could become a really compact layout in total. So now let's go into a 15 or 20, 25 to 45 and 45 to, yeah, let's go with this one. 45 and 45. I'm trying to do, oops. Let's see if it works. No, it doesn't work. How? The corkscrew. I usually like to do it from this angle. So basically we need to go from here to 90 degrees and to 45, 45. So then we need to go to 180 to 0 to 0. I think this is it. 6 meter. And then we need to go to 45, 45, 90 degrees. Okay, this is way too crazy. Maybe 40, then 135, and then we need to go. Does it actually? No, it does not work. Usually I'm better in corkscrews, but I have... What's wrong with my brain? Yeah, we will find out what the problem actually is. How about, well, we need to get, if we are taking a look at this one, the corkscrew. this is a lot bigger, but that's not what I want. So basically, we are going maybe I think this angle is a lot better. So 25 to 90. Yeah, I think this works a lot better. Hi, Kevin. Welcome to the stream. Happy that you're here. Yeah, it's too tight, but maybe we can smooth this out. I think on the one side it's too tight and it's too fast. But we are already killing people with this coaster, so why not continuing? I knew that this wasn't the best idea to build a roller coaster live on stream, but never mind. Maybe it's just going. At least it's hilarious for some of you. The thing, this angle is completely wrong. So basically, nope, delete. So basically this one, wait, let's wait and see. So this one, yes. Then let's go to here, 90. No. That's definitely the reason why I usually build coasters on my own when I'm alone in the dark and I'm not having the pressure people are watching. But today's the day. So basically, let's go through this. Smooth, smooth, smooth. And let's go through this whole thing up till here. And then again to the front. I think it's still too fast, but let's see. What does the heat map tell? Excitement, fear? Maybe fear is the better indicator if we are going to kill people. Actually, it doesn't look that bad. Green here. Excitement is, well, It could be worse. I have to see it again. How does it look? Is it too fast? I'm not sure. So basically the coaster is going up there. Airtime. Up into the loop. Well, maybe we are just taking this one a little higher to lose a little more speed. And why? Yeah, perfect. So what if okay, now the only thing I am thinking about is that this curve here is a little, can we, it would be perfect if we would have like a moving, like move all of this over. There should be this moving cross, you know what I mean? This thing that is moving parts of things into other places. So now let's say, yes, move this out, making the curve a little softer. Yeah, it could be definitely worse. I'm going with this one. Definitely. The only thing I'm not liking are the supports, but that's something for another day. So basically, we are going to smooth this as well. And maybe let's take this out a little bit. Perfect. Okay, so people survived. Then we are going to remove the track supports here because it looks horrible. Perfect. And then we are also, to be honest, I think those supports don't look too bad at all. They are just too much. Let's keep this one, but remove this one. So basically, yeah, well, maybe we should have this one, but not this one. And then also remove this one. And this one as well. Move this and this. Perfect. Yeah, I think this looks already a lot better. How's everybody doing? How was your day? What's the time where you are living? It's nearly 11 in the evening here in Germany. We are now already 3 hours live. I mean, the color of the coaster is also horrible. We should definitely go with another color. The screen is burning in my eyes. What about, so we have got a dark green coaster, we have a white wooden coaster, then we have this white kiddie coaster. I won't count this because we will kill it. And let's go. Maybe a dark blue. Why not? And it already looks a lot better. It would be actually great. I don't know if there's a possibility. Let's take a look. I know we can attach scenery to the coaster, but as this train is having those floral prints, it would simply be amazing if we would just have the opportunity, like with the flat rides, to select the texture. Why don't we have deselection? Because here is the texture that is assigned to the coaster car. It would be just amazing to exchange this texture, because basically sometimes I'm not into creating my individual theme. Then it would be just right to have this option to just exchange the overall theme. So, or texture, not theme, sorry. But if we are now going into this and then black, dark blue, or should we go dark red ones? And then I think, nope, this is the wrong, is it this one? Yeah, that's the one I have been looking for. But somehow it doesn't look how I want it to look. Maybe we should just go. Yeah, I like this a lot more. I still got a feeling that this could be, maybe we should, can we select, oops, just select this whole thing and make it a little higher. So if we are going backwards, does it work? Oh yeah, it could work. Yes, it's a lot better. Perfect. So now let's go into the final brake run. That is appearing. Optional catwalk. Then we are 45 degrees, 45 degrees. But let's at least go 5 low. 5, 5. And then we are up, up, up. So basically this will be the end of the coaster. People are walking down here into this area, and I think it could be a good idea if we think of having like this path, straight curve, and then we are going to, is it 6? It is 6. How about going through here and then down here next to this hole? Can we turn off the angle snap? Yes, we can. And ending up here before the path is actually, yeah. This could even be an area where we place a restaurant or something, because I think this angle here is quite weird. You're coming down this way straight and it looks like a kind of main street without any crazy buildings or so. And then it's just ending in this weird angle. And I think from a guest perspective, I mean, if here would be just in front of us a restaurant, I think this would be just perfect. Here's the Ferris wheel, and then our guests sit here, eat and drink. Let's just prepare this. So basically, I would say maybe we could even have like, let's quickly lay this out with some what's the building set I want to use? This one. So basically this could be here. We could then have like a gift shop here. Gift shop. And then we are going for a restaurant building. Just, can we? Yeah. But maybe like this. These won't be the final buildings, of course. That's just for placeholder reasons. But what if we are going like this? And then I think we could, for example, let's go with the path. Like this one. No. And so basically this would go around here. Down here. But let's say we are having the whole seating area just here next to the coaster. Is anybody here excited for Jurassic World Evolution 3? I am super excited. So basically, this would be the outdoor area. So we would have some restaurant tables. Let's quickly check. Scenery, picnic benches. That's also so good to see that we have these picnic benches for free to use for all those. Which one will we take? Maybe we are going, I mean, it works. It's a resort theme here. So why not go for these? And then we are looking for some nice. Should we go for these? Yeah, why not? We will definitely recolor them, but let's place a few of them. This one, this one, this one. Did we? No, we didn't. Are those path extras? Yes, those are path extras. Then we have the color options. Can we go? And instead of white, how about... Is this too crazy already? Blue? Nope. Blue is too intense. I think the view is perfect. People can then go out of the small gift shop. This is really a small gift shop. They can walk out here. Can we point snapping, rotation snap, rotation snap? Is it this one? Yeah. One. Stamp grid. Nope. Just like this, and then we are merging those two together. I think this works. Nope. Oops. That's not what I wanted. Edit mode. And then we are moving this one down. So now let's connect these two up. And yeah, with a curved one. Maybe we should even, I'm sorry, my microphone. I'm not really sure if we... Yeah, perfect. Just walk around. That's always a good idea. So The coaster is going up here into this airtime hill through this first half loop and then overbank turn corkscrew. And then we could go, basically, if we go for this angle snap, length snap to have a little more. So if we are going like kettle pen here, oops, then down here and again up here, then I would say we should go down here to have some room. Where will we put the gates? So basically, I think this one should already go up a little. And then the question is, I think we need to exchange, go to edit mode. And then we need this one because the exit should be on this side. Perfect. So place entrance. I think the entrance will just be right here. The exit will be right here. Perfect. And then we are, no clue. What's the height difference? Okay. Then let's come down here. Let's come down here. I think that's the height difference at all. And then we are doing this. Yeah. So basically, that's our queue line. Sorry. My throat is kind of dry from talking that much. And yeah, basically it would be fun. We could now go with a large, we could go into a large helix up till here, overbank turn down here, and then another helix here into the brake run. Maybe we just try this one. So basically, this is completely wrong. Now, let's go with 10 and then 15. And then 15, 35, 15. Nope. Yeah, maybe it will work out if we smooth this completely. But it seems a little too tight. So let's go. Can we? 25. What do we think if we... No. It's always the same. It's too tight or too wide. Wonderful conversation. Sorry, I'm getting a little tired. Stupid. Oh, I should stop talking. But is this working now? What was my plan? Okay, this at least, it looks like it could work. So basically, yeah, maybe. Maybe. Nope, this won't work. Not here. Okay. And then we are going downwards again. And then we are turning slowly into this banked turn again. 45 degrees. Yeah, perfect. That's what I wanted. Oops. I think this is just too low. I can't believe that nobody is complaining about this weird coaster. I'm quite sure that I will change everything again after I slept a few hours about it. And then now let's do this. But I also have to say it's still very rough. So I think the smoothing will make it a lot better. Perfect. Now, let's get this ready. Smooth, smooth, smooth. I think the smoothing already helps a lot. Yeah, that was what I was hoping for as well, that these corkscrew another dip. Perfect. Forwards. We are going crazy with clicking. Okay, this worked quite well. I wouldn't have thought that it works out that good. So, before finishing the overall layout, I think, first of all, let's save this game because I am afraid that we are losing any progress. And then we are back in the terrain tool. And now let's see. Oops. So basically I wanted this to be this could be can we sorry, I'm thinking loud. We then need to go here and there needs to be should be even deeper. Maybe this is going to end up in yeah, I think that's a good idea. Maybe I think that's high enough. That's low enough. Maybe. No, I think it works quite well. Poster is coming up here, going down there. Especially with the interaction. I think if we add lots of rock work here, it will be fine. So what I have in mind, I would really like to have like a concrete thing here. How about we don't have any concrete things. So I will go with the plaster wall. So, and yeah, then reset. Perfect. That's absolutely horrible. So basically, this is what we are doing. And then we should go for a mid-gray. That it looks kind of concrete. I think that's fine. So let's have this here. I think this can even be scaled up. That's one of the best parts, in my opinion, that we can have these scaled up walls, because in Planet Coaster 1 we needed like twice as much pieces to get the same result. Let's make a scenery group out of it, and then we are... It's really nice to see that there are so many people coming in, going out, and joining the live stream. Thank you all for your support. I think today we had, the most people in here. In total, we are now having over 150 views, which is really amazing. I'm really thankful for that. So, and then let's go. Can I just... Oh, gosh. And then let's go here. Then we should maybe... This could be already... Maybe this high. Adrian, you're absolutely right. The concrete pieces are most wanted. No. I have so many pieces in mind that I would love to see in game. I know we already got a lot and I don't want to complain, but still there is so much potential. I mean, I don't know if you have been already here when we talked about the spooky pack pieces, because we just said that it would be great if Frontier would bring us an update for the Halloween season. I mean, I could definitely understand what I think. Sorry, different saying. We know from Rudy and other creators that have been invited to Frontier, and if you watched some of Rudy's videos, he also talked about that Frontier is definitely aware of things people would like to see, and usually games that are out there are having like a roadmap and a development plan for mostly 1 or 2 years. Frontier kind of confirmed with them, at least that's what Rudy told in his videos, that Frontier is not having a plan for such a long time, and that they can react on community feedback and implement things. I also remember in the past years when people asked about Planet Zoo stuff, about how long it usually takes to develop a DLC and to come up with ideas. And Frontier said that they usually work like 3 months on something and until it's coming out. So I think they are really aware of what the community wants. Otherwise, we wouldn't have seen like the Intermin coaster and all the other editions. So I also think they hear all the loud people and the loud community. They're very vocal about the spooky pack. So I'm really, really hoping, and if someone's from Frontier is watching, um, we would really love to see at least some pieces. It doesn't have to be the whole spooky pack. At least some pieces for Halloween would be a very welcome surprise. Just to say, I'm ready for it. And I also still wonder what will happen with some of the old rides, because basically Frontier cannot sell them all in DLCs because people would complain about people want to pay money for new things. I also can understand that Frontier doesn't want to bring in old things all for free, but there are so many old rides from the first game that are not to say still missing, because that's kind of giving it a certain value. But yeah, I know that we would love to have them in there, and yeah, I just cannot imagine how this will go on over time. But I think only time will tell, because we need to find out how Frontier is handling all of this. But I've spoken a lot about that. I'm really, really thankful that Frontier is giving me the opportunity to cover the game content. After I visit Gamescom, they pretty quickly reached out to me and gave me the opportunity to become also a creator with some early access and having signed an NDA and everything. And when I started YouTube now, I think, yeah, 14 months ago, I would have never thought. My biggest goal in life, basically in my creator life, was to one day kind of work with Frontier and a development studio and cover their games basically on my channel. And this was basically the end goal that I wanted to reach. And only 3 months after I started, I already was in the loop with them, was able to talk to them. And that was just, for me personally, incredible, because I would have never thought that I would reach this goal that fast. So I'm really, really thankful for all the support I'm getting from people out there. The feedback is always so nice, and I just yeah, the last months I didn't have too much time because work was really horrible. And when I came back to all the games during the last weeks, I really recognized how much it all gives to me personally. And yeah, I'm super happy that I'm back in creating content, doing live streams and everything, because I really, really miss this. And also the yeah, talking to members of my community, reading your comments, talking about things added to the game, also discussing and speculating with some members of the Planko family. It's always fun and such a positive thing. I'm really enjoying it. So holy, it's nearly midnight. We are streaming since 4 hours. Actually, my plan is to stream tomorrow as well. The rough plan is to start around 9 p.m., so 1 hour later than today. And I think, or at least the plan is, I released the last episode of Pinnacle Park yesterday, so you can find it on my YouTube channel. And the plan is, because there are still 1 or 2, maybe 3 buildings left that we are, yeah, finishing those builds in Pinnacle Park just to have everything ready for the recording of my park tour that everyone has requested. And I also got lots of messages about people waiting for the link to the workshop. And before I provide anything to the world out there, I wanted to finalize those last 2 buildings, because otherwise it wouldn't be as complete as I want it to be. And yeah, that's actually the plan for tomorrow. And maybe we are also diving in, if we are done quick enough. I'm also thinking about doing some more, maybe Aquarialand stuff, or going into Brimwood and building life in my new park series. So basically, I think this whole helix will be custom supported, because those straight, it simply doesn't match the forces. I think we need different supports here, but for now, I will live with it. So overall, now I have my concrete kind of thing in here. It at the moment looks a little boring, but what if we are, so maybe let's wait and see. What if we are doing, could we like clear water? Yes, that's exactly what I was looking for. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Maybe we are even going a little further and adding some fog effects, blowing dirt. Where is it? Mist. Mist large. Yes. Yes, please. That's exactly what I want. So let's go down here and perfect. Yes. So basically, I think kind of the same, not this basic, but I will do with a sunken part in here. So maybe we can just, yeah, have this. People are coming in here, going below this hole. But I think we should definitely, as people are walking below here, we should definitely add those optional catwalks if something falls down, just for the sake of some parts of realism. I would really love to see, basically this is called catwalk, but obviously there is no catwalk because these are just the nettings. But why the hell don't we have both? So not on this coaster, But for example, here we have nettings on both sides and also the optional catwalk. Why can't we have like the nettings and the catwalk separately with 2 toggles? Because it would be so much easier, for example, if I build a path through here and I want to add some nettings around this coaster track, then I could simply toggle it, because it looks weird if I add like a catwalk. Maybe I'm completely wrong. We can at least try it. But I think if I add a catwalk here, yes, it will exactly do this. And this catwalk absolutely makes no sense, but it would look absolutely amazing if we only would have these nets there, because that's just how it would be in real life if I want to save lives of people. So I close this ride. I think it's going to happen now. Let's kill it. I'm really not happy with this one. I think the whole area back here will be changed forever. Yeah. If we take a closer look now here with the bridge, we built this for all the people who have just joined and were not here at the beginning of the stream. We built this little area with this. The invisible paths are a game changer. I love it so much because it looks so much better, like everywhere. Also with the shadows below it, how the light is going through it. I just love it. And finally, people are coming here as well. That's really nice to see. I think the whole park is still an absolute mess, but I can see now where it goes, because I think this whole layout and also this new coaster is a lot more fitting into my overall concept. So the basic idea is I pre-recorded. We have this rapids ride here. I was super happy with the update when the overall water textures have been improved, because it looks so much better. And yeah, I also like those waterfall thingies here. And then the restaurants got added, and I built this restaurant with some indoor and outdoor seatings, and I think it's such an improvement, especially compared to Planet Zoo, where people just got teleported over from a black box, basically. And then I thought, why not add this simple interaction? So the overall path is going up here. The river rapids ride is going below this section, and then we are having this terrace here where people can sit, eat, and watch the whole river rapids going around here. I really love this. And in this little hall, let's wait and see what happens. The doors opening. I love the moving platforms because we can build custom coaster doors and everything. It looks so cool. And here is, yeah, some water effects. And then the river rapids is going up a hill and coming down right into this little lake. And here, this is also my, yeah, I was just, what should I say? It was work for hours, but with the invisible paths, the queue lines look so much more realistic. instead of covering everything in big fat wooden pieces because we have those big path foundations below it. And especially when you take a look at how the people are walking over it, it looks so, so cool. And also the small waves. The water is just gorgeous in this game. And luckily my computer is working quite well, so I can play on 4K with HDR, which makes it even more attractive and fun to play. And yeah, what's coming next is basically the expansion of the whole pirate area, because this will be the highway where people will enter. So we need to definitely make a border here that people won't just walk in here. And then the pirate area should expand down here. I'm thinking of having, like, as we are having this shipwreck here, the basic plan is to extend the lake here to have a big water area with a very, yeah, tight and small, cozy pirate town. And yeah, this is basically, I want to focus more on, yeah, kind of transitions like this entry portal, some, yeah, somehow that you got the feeling you're entering a new yeah, area in the park and not just starting with a new path texture and everything. And also this flexi color option for all the paths, it gives so much more flexibility compared to the first game. I really, really love this overall. Yeah, that's basically the plans. I cannot wait for the Christmas time because I will have 2 weeks off and I can play for hours. But also sometime, I think a lot of time will also go into Jurassic World Evolution 3 as soon as the game comes out. And yeah, this is also a dark ride. I started trackless ride. Back then, we didn't have the opportunity to turn off the curbs. This is something I could just do right now. Because I always planned to do this. But let's maybe just do it right now. Perfect. Yeah, then it's flat and the transition is even better. Because I wanted to have this overall sandy texture and having it looking realistic as possible. And this was also the first time I started to work with like false or forced perspectives with 3D images as billboards. And I really learned a lot about the game and how to improve building over time. And I think the scenes look so much better if you just give it a little extra detail. And I think as soon as the whole building is enclosed and the roof is on top, everything is dark, we have those lights and lampposts and everything. I think it will look really, really great. And I just, yeah, tried to focus on making it as realistic as possible, but still not going too much into the details. I think I will never be like Silverette or so and build like with, yeah, thousands of pieces because I'm just simply too lazy. But I think it's also possible to create nice things, especially I also like this little western area because, and this didn't took more than, I think I built for the whole section 2 hours or so, and I'm quite happy. it could definitely be worse. So I think this is actually the approach I'm trying to have also in the future. And maybe I'm getting better with indoors. Here we got the recolorable. Maybe there are two red. Maybe we should. Can we? 250. Yeah, maybe we can. I think the red is a little too intense. Yeah, I think this one is better. Yeah, much better. And I'm also happy that we are getting so many modern coaster types in the game. That was something I really, really missed in the first game. And it was kind of obvious that we wouldn't get them at the end of Planet Coaster 1 because time was just too far, and it was obvious that they have been working on a second game, especially with the overall Cobra engine being old and not having things like global illumination for dark indoors and so on. So this is basically, yeah, it's kind of inspired by the Phoenix in what is it called? Phoenix in Farup, Summerland in Denmark. We were there in 2021, I think. It was really, really cool. And I nearly blacked out in this first drop because it was so intense. I I think the coaster isn't that high and it didn't look that intense, but it, yeah, was absolutely insane. I only can recommend going there. I would say we are now coming closer to midnight here in Germany. Um, I think that it is for today. As I already mentioned, I try to be live back tomorrow evening around 9 p.m. in Pinnacle Park and maybe also with a little build in Brimwood Resort, my new park series coming soon to my YouTube channel. I wanted to thank you all for joining today. It have been again 4 amazing hours. Thank you all for your ongoing support, and feel free to subscribe to the channel to never miss any update on Planet Coaster 2, Jurassic World Evolution, or hopefully Planet Zoo 2 next year. I'm super excited what Frontier is preparing for all of us. And yeah, I would say that's it for today. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, have a good night depending where you are.